Moose cautiously crawled up to the resting soldier and nuzzled its nose into his armpit. Once, an Estonian soldier named Paul was carrying out his demanding duty along the shores of Lake Valg. At the time, military exercises were underway, and a platoon of soldiers set out to complete their assigned mission. While the others advanced, Paul separated from the group, focusing on his task, laying a communication cable. However, he had no idea that an unexpected surprise was about to unfold. At first, everything seemed peaceful. The trees whispered as the wind rustled their leaves, and birds chirped overhead. Despite the weight of his gear and ammunition, Paul remained in good spirits. In the stillness of the forest, every twig snapping beneath his heavy boots echoed clearly. He pressed forward alone, but suddenly, a strange sound broke the quiet, stopping him in his tracks. The sound resembled the faint, plaintive mewing of a kitten. At first, Paul thought he was imagining it. How could a kitten possibly be in the middle of the forest, far from any human habitation? Yet the cries persisted, growing more perplexing with each passing moment. He stood still, straining his ears, determined to locate the source of the desperate sounds. Suddenly, movement rustled through the young undergrowth. Paul caught sight of a small creature, at first mistaking it for a dog. Curious, he stepped closer, only to realize his error. It wasn't a dog at all. The animal had a lanky frame, more like a long-legged calf, and to his surprise, it was a moose calf. Confused, he sat on the trunk of a fallen tree, watching and waiting to see what would happen next. The calf, seeing the man, limped over to the soldier and pressed its wet, soft nose into his chest. It eagerly sniffed around his uniform, quieting down only when it found something under his armpit. The calf froze on its thin, long legs and snorted loudly. Paul realized that he was in front of a very young calf that had gotten separated from its mother and was lost in the dense forest. The young man found himself in a strange situation. On one hand, he needed to continue his service, but on the other, he did not want to abandon the defenseless animal that trustfully snorted under his hand, mistaking him for its mother. This continued for about an hour. Paul's arms and legs grew numb. He understood that the calf's mother might take a long time to return, perhaps having fallen victim to poachers and would not come back at all. Very carefully, trying not to make any sudden movements, the soldier took his phone out of his chest pocket and cautiously dialed the number of the veterinary service. The specialists were puzzled by the unusual call, but quickly understood the situation. They asked him to remain calm, provide his coordinates, and wait for help. An hour later, a veterinarian arrived at the location with a bottle of milk, which attracted the calf and freed the exhausted soldier. At the request of the Environmental Protection Service, the unit changed its location to avoid scaring the animal away. That night, the soldiers heard the distressed calls of an adult moose echoing through the forest, anxious and filled with despair. It was the mother desperately searching for her lost calf. The night passed in restless anticipation, filled with worry and speculation. By morning, Paul discovered two sets of tracks, one large, one small, proof that the mother had finally found her calf and led it safely back into the depths of the forest. The story had a happy ending. The young soldier felt proud, knowing he had fulfilled his duty not only to people but also to the animals of the forest. He firmly believed in protecting all living beings, including the wildlife he had grown to admire. As a lasting memory of this remarkable encounter, a video recorded by his comrade, Timothy, remained a testament to the moment that changed his life forever. In their free time, they found joy in watching the moose calf, forming an unexpected bond with the creature. The experience left such a profound impact on Paul that it led him to a life-changing decision. After completing his military service, he traded his uniform for a ranger's attire, dedicating himself to protecting the wildlife and preserving the forest he had come to love. What an incredible story! If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below. See you in the next video.